guys and gals? Rick9G here. Thank you so much for joining me. We are going to look at Farming Simulator 17, of course, as we do with these updates. But we're going to take a look at trains, as you see over here in this lovely picture. This looks like what? Wheat or canola? Most likely canola. Everything is yellow because of the sun and orangey, so it could be a tinge, but I don't know, it looks like canola. But anyway, you see the train passing by here, and the awesome people at Giants have released some information and maps and photos of things and new awesome and exciting options and mechanics that we'll be able to do with trains. So let's take a look. I'm so excited. Let me bring your attention over here. So according to Giants, trains are used to quickly transport large amounts of produce across the map. We're going to take a look at this map in just a second. To help you load the trains with the harvested wood, there are two areas equipped with heavy-duty cranes, which can be manually used to pick up and place the logs onto the carriages. This is super important. This map will have two heavy-duty cranes that you will be able to move and use in the game to be able to pick up. So I'm assuming they're going to have like a claw type mechanism to pick up the logs that you have basically harvested. So yes, there will be logging. People have wondered. Absolutely. And yes, you'll be able to put those on the train. Now let me show you this lovely map. Look at this. So there are two lines. There are two railroad lines. This is the entire map. This is Goldcrest Valley. You see all the fields, which are these big plots here. This is a 10-acre field, they have said. And of course there are fields everywhere. See, there's kind of like a parking lot over here. And then you do see the main town hub over here with all the black little squares being the buildings. And you see this huge river that runs across, and this lake, and this huge river that runs across the whole entirety of the map. Now, you see a yellow line over here, a circular yellow line, and a circular green line. Now these are the two train lines, so you will be able to have two sets. So a train to go this way, here's a station right here. I'm gonna assume that two of these are the crane stations and two are non. Now this looks blue to me, blue, and this looks yellow. I don't know what that means exactly. It said there were two cranes. I'm assuming there's going to be one at least on the green and one at least on the yellow. There has to be. Probably on the outside. Probably one here, and probably this one will be one of these two. Now, I don't know if the yellow and the green are going to connect. Like if this is going to be a train that never leaves the green, and if this is going to be a train. But I think there has to be a switch track, or else why would they meet right here in the middle? So this is going to be amazing. And yes, you'll be able to go this direction and this direction. You can go any direction. So anywhere you're on the map, you could say, okay, I'm going to this station. Or if you're over here, hey, I'm going to this station. Anywhere you are, you can pull up to any of the stations. If you're over here, boom, and so forth. And so this is amazing, because if you have, let's say, a lot of logging that's done over here, you can take it over here and then transport it all the way to this side of the map or down over here. And that's so amazing, so cool, and so much fun. You have to look at this. You're going to be so excited to read this. Now, the railway is called the Goldcrest Railway. And you can see over here, this is the picture I showed you in the beginning. And again, the train is going to be just like any other vehicle according to Giants. There will be no maintenance fee for the train, which makes sense because it's kind of like the cities or the towns, and so you're using it. I guess you could say there could be a rental fee because you're using it, but I think that makes sense that you should be allowed to use it without any penalty. Alright, so as I was saying, there are two train lines that you can use. They can be driven manually, so you will be able to control the train. In fact, you don't need to, but you can. And you can go forwards and backwards. Sorry if you hear a church bell in the back. It's just 11 o'clock, so that's why. Anyway, it's also possible to switch between the crops and the wood from one train to another. And that's super important, because if you have wood on one train, you got to transfer it to the other train. You could do that right over here. So it says an example here is you may want to get wood from one side of the map and then transfer it over to the other train so that that train could sell it to this other selling point at apparently this Stanton sawmill. So that's probably at the other side of the map. Or if you're selling crops at the mill. And so I'm guessing this mill and this sawmill are fairly close. And so these trains have tension belts so that the wood doesn't fall off. That's super important. What does that mean? They're basically straps, guys and gals. Straps so that your wood, when it gets on the train and you move the train, doesn't fall off. You don't have to worry. And I know that was a big frustration for people carrying things, is that it would fall off. Don't have to worry about that anymore. There are also, of course, storage bins in the train, or storage cars, however you want to call them, for your grown crop to store. Because remember, in this game 17, you will no longer be able to store an unlimited amount. So there will be a limited amount that you can store in your farm area, in your silos. And so according to the giants, if you, let's say wheat fills up in your farm, you could bring a lot more wheat into the trains and just keep it there for a while until you decide what you can do. And again, same thing, potatoes and sugar beets, if you fill up, you can come over here and do that. And I think that's an amazing thing. So look at this. Here you see the silo right next to the train station, and then of course you can store things in here, and then you can, boom, put it in that train. So that would be amazing to see. They're not essential. You don't need to use them. In fact, you can turn them off and they will disappear from the track. It says over here. If you do not need the trains or do not want them for any reason, the options menu can remove the trains from the cycle. So basically when you keep tabbing, so you will be able to tab from all your vehicles. So apparently you'll be able to tab to the train, which is pretty amazing. But let's say you don't want that, you just want to play a raw game without trains, you can totally do that. Of course, they'll leave the tracks, I'm sure. Or maybe not, but most likely they'll leave the tracks, and then you don't have to worry about trains. But that's pretty cool. But also, it says over here that animals still need to be transported via special trailer on the road. So you cannot, as of now, put animals inside the train, the transport. Maybe that'll be later, but as of now, that is not going to be an option for us. Now, this is interesting. There will be 2 crane points, which I have talked about already. The train station that lies where the 2 tracks meet, that's where one of the cranes are. The other location is at the Stanton sawmill, where you can sell your wood. And you want to be careful not to drop the produce, but remember, once it's on there, you can strap it down. You can remove the trains, and there will be more information. What does that mean? Now we know where the cranes are. Here would be one spot, and the sawmill. Now the thing is, we don't really know where the sawmill is. I'm going to guess it's at one of these endpoints, just because how the map is laid out. I don't think it would be here. It doesn't make sense to make 2 on the same. So I'm just guessing the other crane point will be over here. That's just my guess. Thank you so much, guys and gals. Let me know your thoughts down below. Do you like this manual crane option? Do you think that'll be fun and exciting? Do you love the trains? Do you love the fact that they're in here, or are you just going to turn them off and not play with them at all? I would love to know in the comments. I want to know what you hear, what you want to tell me, and what you have to say, because that's really interesting to me. Thank you so much for the support. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to check out my Facebook page. Links are in the description. I have updates to all of my playlists that are really right now popular. Take a look, and don't forget, guys and gals, stay positive, always better yourself, and most importantly, be hopeful.